Failure gets such a bad rap and it's kind of hard to understand why that is. Failure is now something that people try to avoid completely. It's not even a matter of facing that failure head on. It's better just to avoid it entirely. Failure is needed for growth. There is no growth without failure. Failure means you learn something. Because when we were kids, we didn't really care. I mean, we weren't smart enough to know better, so we didn't know what was good and what was bad, what would kill us and what wouldn't. So we kind of tried everything. We should be more willing to go out there, try new things, experiment. No one wants to die. It becomes difficult to take out that instinct, that fear of death instinct in us, which we had since we were kids. So we kind of grow up with that instinct in mind, and we tend to misapply it to a lot of things. I feel the mentality people should have is, if the failure isn't gonna cause lasting damage, physical, mental, emotional, or psychological, you should go for it. You should try it. Failure is a prerequisite for growth. You are who you are. You've gotten to where you are right now because you've undergone multiple instances of failure. It's actually impossible not to learn from your mistakes. The amount you do learn is up to you, however. Even as a baby, we learned what was good and what was bad, and the journey is where growth happens, not as a result. I think people can handle a lot of failures. Failure gets a bad rap, but it's not necessarily the failure itself that people are afraid of. It's the pain that comes with the failure. And this is highly subjective because pain differs based on who you are, based on what you believe. Pain differs, and you can change how much pain you receive from a failure. You can choose to avoid pain, avoid failure entirely, or get used to the pain that comes with it, or numb yourself to the pain. You can't get to any place of any kind of importance without going through some kind of failure. Imagine you're climbing a stairs that has 100 steps, and let's say you get to the 15th floor or 15th step and you failed. You could just go down one step, 5 steps, or the whole 15. The thing is, there's a cap on how far you can go down because you only climbed 15 steps, and the max you can go is 15 steps. But imagine if you were at the 700th step. Now, your failure can be magnified because now you can fall down a whole 700. You can fall back down to the bottom from 700. You can hope that you get lucky and somehow you'll find yourself at that magical position you want to be in. To become that person you want to be, you'll have to get used to experiencing failure. The amount of pain that could likely come with failing at that level you want to be in is a lot larger than anything you're experiencing right now. Failure will never go away, but the pain can. Pain doesn't necessarily have to accompany failure. It's all based on how you see it. What you can learn to do is detaching failure from pain. It's okay to fail. It's normal. But every time you fail, numb yourself if you have to the pain that may or may not come with it. Or get used to that pain. The reason that pain exists is because that task is something you value. If you can go through life, if you can grow without thinking about the pain that comes through failing, just by seeing that pain as a high motivation to move forward, you can go places. A way you can go about lessening the impact of failure or just removing the pain entirely is always try to put yourself in situations where you have at least a 50% chance of failing. Get used to failure. Get used to failing. It's gonna happen. You can master failure. But I think in order to achieve success, you have to master failure. Thanks for listening.